Convergence. And it reads, prior to May of 2018, Ms. Carnell, which is one of the ladies that spearheaded this ADOS movement, prior to May 2018, Ms. Carnell would only talk lineage as a subject intermediately on Twitter. But that is when it appears that the lineage, nativists, wealth gap, and reparations, albeit subtly, positions of ADOS were officially established. 6 months before hashtag ADOS would become a widely used hashtag. This convergence of ideas took place during her YouTube live stream in a video called Race in a Khan Lineage is the Truth. Mr. Moore has devoted a good portion of his personal Twitter activity to shed light on the growing wealth gap that currently exists between black and white people in this country. However, in addition to this particular expertise, Mr. Moore also began to tie in lineage within the context of African American descendants of slaves approximately 9 months prior to Ms. Carnell's doing so. Interestingly, in December 2016, Ms. Carnell took up the wealth gap subject with a YouTube live stream titled, quote, "Black Spending Power is an Illusion." I just had to stop right there. She said, "Black spending power is an illusion."
Make me think.
Really, Ms. Carnell?
Race is a con.
Wow. She said, "Black spending power is an illusion, but the racial wealth gap is real." Now, wait a minute. How can black spending power be an illusion, but the gap, be real? Because regardless of how broad the gap, we got over 40 million of us here. You mean to tell me those of us that are wage earners in the country have absolutely no spending power? It's an illusion.
And if it's an illusion, then seeing all those people from other countries and communities in our community, that's a very real thing. That the effect is real.
If it's such an illusion, why are they in our community setting up business?
Yes. The Arabs there, the Italians are there, the Jewish people are there, the Chinese people are there, the Koreans are there. That's real.
This is getting more and more interesting, brother. However, she would not touch the wealth gap topic again seriously until September of 2017, 9 days after she and Mr. Moore participated in the inaugural Angela Project conference at Simmons College. The Angela Project was originally billed as a 3-year movement commemorating the 400th anniversary of black enslavement in America. 400? Where did he get that? Any of them? Okay.
You're going with the 1619.
I guess they started in 1619.
The only way I can get 400.
That's the only way you get 400 if they started in 1619. When slavery didn't start then. It started 64 years prior to that. Which would put you at 1555.
Yes.
This is interesting, brother. So it's supposed to have been a 3-year movement commemorating the 400th anniversary of black enslavement in America, with conferences taking place annually all the way to 2019, which, if you count slavery as beginning in America in 1619, brother pointed out, represents the 400th year. However, it appears the 3rd annual Angela Project conference at Simmons College has been transformed into the first ever ADOS conference taking place in Louisville, October 4th through October the 5th. So that's really enough of this, because it has taken shape. So what we're really looking at with ADOS is a counter movement to counter those who have really been at the helm of the issue of reparations. And I also see it as a counter to the potential tying together Sister Dr. Ava Muhammad has been involved in. Should blacks separate?
Take over that.
If you tie that to Dr. Conrad Worrell and those who have been the originators, if you will, for lack of a better way, of those who have been the real gatekeepers of the reparations movement, as opposed to these two Johnny-come-latelys. If you tie that with what Sister Dr. Ava Muhammad and the Nation of Islam has been talking about, then you're talking about real reparations. But this thing with Ms. Carnell and Mr. Moore is just a diversion to divert our people away from the true goal and tie us once again back to this democratic, plantation.
And sometimes you have these groups that come in to dilute the dialogue.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden are you taking shape? This is very new within the last couple of years.
Last couple of years, they just pop on the scene.
And now you're getting more press than in book. You're getting more press than in Cobra.
Who's making sure that they get known?
All of these are questions that we have to look at. And I know time's getting upon us. We're already right at 6:30. But many people again say, how do you gauge the debt? And
let's add it up.
And the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan laid it out. And there's the centerpiece article in this particular final call. And again, those of you need to get out, because the brothers are going to be out soldiering this week. And you need to get this final call, Reparations 2020, and read this article by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, where he details what America owes.
Let's get into this. I spent too much time on that.
Oh no, brother, it was just a prelim to the overwhelming event.
But it don't take long. I'm gonna read some of this. You mind?
No, sir.
Now let's read what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he says, a case for reparations added up. He said, America, you owe us something. We don't want you to dole it out in welfare checks. Come on. In other words, we don't want no capital, no cash out.
No cash out me.
If you give us what you owe us, we'll take it from there. But will America do that? We don't know. However, America did detain thousands of Japanese Americans in concentration camps during World War II and confiscated their property. Now Congress says America treated the Japanese Americans wrongly and has okayed several billions of dollars to be paid to the Japanese in reparations. The Germans recognized the evils that they did to the Jews, and right now they are paying reparations to Israel. East Germany wanted to unite with West Germany, and in order to do so, they repented and stated their intentions to pay Israel reparations. We ask the Jews of the world to forgive us, the German parliament said in a formal statement. We ask the people of Israel to forgive us for the hypocrisy and hostility of official East German policy toward Israel, and for the persecution and degradation of Jewish citizens also after 1945 in our country. We declare our willingness to contribute as much as possible to the healing of mental and physical sufferings of survivors and to provide just compensation for their material losses. That's a wonderful thing done by the East Germans. Now let's rewrite this a little bit and let's put it in the hands of America. Wouldn't it be wonderful if America said, quote, we ask the blacks of the world to forgive us. Notice he said blacks of the world, not confined to America. We ask the black people of America to forgive us for our hypocrisy and hostility of official United States policy towards black people, and for the persecution and degradation of black people even after 1863, when we called them citizens and said they were free. And we, the government of America, declare our willingness to contribute as much as possible to the healing of mental and physical suffering of any survivors to provide just compensation for material losses. Now let's add up what they owe us. Do you have your computers? Let's start in Africa. According to the late great scholar W.E.B. Du Bois, a conservative estimate of black lives lost in the Middle Passage was from 50 to 100 million black lives. We don't need to minimize the Jewish Holocaust. 6 million lives lost is a lot of lives. But are you telling me that 6 million white lives are more valuable than 100 million black lives? You can't be saying that. For the Bible says, a life for a life. Well, if 100 million of us were lost our lives, in the Middle Passage, add it up. What is one black life worth? 300 years working from can't see morning to can't see night for no pay. 300 years working millions of slaves for nothing. Add it up. Add it up. Add it up. The killing of our fathers and mothers after mating them like animals, then taking the children and naming them after their slave master, stripping us of our language, our God, our religion, our minds. Add it up. Add it up. Think about it. The destruction of our families. Black folk fought in the Revolutionary War that made America free from England, yet we're not free. Add it up. We fought in the War of 1812. Add it up. We fought in the Civil War, 400,000 blacks on the side of the North and the South, some fighting to preserve the Old South, others fighting to preserve the Union. After the Union was preserved, we had no Union, but thousands of black lives were lost in that war. Add it up. You brought us into religion, not to make us closer to Jesus, but to turn us inside out in Jesus' name. You know Jesus was no white man. Look at him. The Bible says he had hair like lamb's wool, feet like brass burnt in an oven. But you make us white-minded and destroy our love for ourselves. Add it up. That's the mental part. We fought in the Spanish-American War. We helped America steal Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California from the Mexicans. Add it up. World War I came. You got in trouble. Black soldiers went. You got a victory over Germany. We got nothing but more hell. Add it up. World War II came along. Hitler got started. We joined the army. You say, well, if you join on your own. No, baby. When you join the army, you sign your name, Willis Jackson, Henry Morgan, Larry Higginbotham. You signed the wrong name. You were out of your mind. Didn't know who you were. Somebody took advantage of you and sent you to fight for your enemy. Add it up. We left our fathers on Normandy Beach, in Palermo, in Rome, in Naples, in Sicily. We left our bodies on the streets of Paris, in Belgium. Add it up. We joined the war. They used us in Hawaii, in Bataan, in Corregidor, in the Solomon Islands, in Iwo Jima. We lost our lives fighting for America. And after the war was over, America rebuilt Germany. Now the West German economy is the strongest in all of Europe. We rebuilt Japan. Now the Japanese are world leaders. But black people who helped you win the war, they are homeless in Atlanta, homeless in Chicago, homeless in Detroit, homeless in Boston, in the streets looking for a job, looking for a handout. We helped you win, but you offered us nothing. I say add it up, add it up. Add it up. We developed leaders among us. Marcus Garvey came and talked to us. But here in Georgia, you trumped up charges against him and you brought him into court and you lied on him and you sent him to prison unjustly. Then you deported him and broke his movement. Only later did we learn that Garvey was a good man. He had a good movement. He had a good program, but you destroyed it all. Add it up. Add it up. Add it up. In the 1960s, when black folk began to move, we had CORE, SNCC, the NAACP, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the Black Panthers, the Nation of Islam. All of these brothers and sisters were fighting for the liberation of black people. But here in Washington, D.C., the government of America started plotting against our leaders. And we lost Whitney Young off the coast of Africa under suspicious circumstances. We lost Medgar Evers. They broke up CORE. They broke up SNCC. They broke up the organization called US under Ron Karenga. They jailed the leaders of the Republic of New Africa. They murdered Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. They weakened the NAACP and the Urban League. Everything that fought for justice for us, they tore it up and tore it down. I say, add it up. America owes the black man. Add it up. What is the life of Martin Luther King worth? What is the life of Malcolm X worth? What is the life of our leaders worth? What is the life of Louis Farrakhan worth? You want me dead. But I say you don't want that. You don't really want that. If you know what I know, you don't want that. No, you don't want that. The way God looks at this thing, the present generation of whites, they didn't do this to us. The present generation of whites are innocent of what their fathers did. But they are in a privileged position because of what their fathers did. And we're in a hell of a condition because of what their fathers did. So if you, the present generation of whites, want to escape what is justly due, then you've got to do the right thing. They've got to do justice by the black man. What is the right thing? You, this generation of whites, have got to apologize for what you did. You've got to repent for what you did. You've got to say, we've been wrong. Now we know, now we know we don't want you. We don't like you, but we'll give you justice. Now, what does justice look like? If you add it up, white folks, you are going to have to give us the whole country. Add it up, white man. The whole thing belongs to the oppressed, if you add it up. We're not asking for the whole thing. Some hearts got back in place. Minister said that. We're not asking for the whole thing, but we do deserve the whole thing. Just give us some of it and let us go. Build a nation for ourselves. Since you don't want us, don't keep us here and kill us. Let us go and let us build a new reality in the name of God. Let us build for God. And what if we don't do that? It's your thing. Do what you want to do. You don't have to give us anything. But God says he's the power today. And he'll take the kingdom from whom he pleases, and he will give it to whom he pleases. When I ask for reparations, I'm asking you to save your life. But if you don't want to save your life, then leave it to God. He'll settle it. Let me tell you how he'll settle it. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. Add it up. Add it up. Add it up. 150 million in the Middle Passage, and you have 150 million white people in America today. Add it up. If it's a life for a life, then God is justified in killing everything that refuses to submit, as he killed Pharaoh and his people, as he destroyed Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. And he warned you that it was water the first time, but it will be fire the next time. You better add it up. That's from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said an article of this week's issue of the Final Call newspaper. So with the few minutes we got left, oh, we got somebody calling. Guess they want to chime in. We're going to get them right in, brother, because apparently they were listening to that article. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. You are on SOS Live.
Look,
Oh, Lord.
I got a question.
I'll let this pass, Mr. Conservative. What's your question? It better be quick.
You said that the slave owners were black out of their God, took away their God.
Yeah, the religion we were practicing prior to us coming here, they didn't allow us to practice.
Okay, so their God, well, we know it wasn't the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Well, that's your opinion, sir.
Right, no, but because if you watch the movie Roots, we talk about this stuff. But that point here,
Why did they say Assalamu alaikum in Roots?
why did they say it?
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that majority of those slaves that came over were Muslims.
Okay, then. Well, go ahead. Make your point.
Yeah.
Let's get this done.
We know that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Islam, that's no, for sure.
Well, that's what you think, brother, because Jesus said it the same way. Jesus spoke Aramaic and Arabic, and you find in the Bible him saying, peace be unto you. And if you would say that in the language that Jesus spoke when he was on the planet, you would say it just like this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That the God of the black prophet so rich with life that died come across different slave ships. That them black African leaders, their God was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
There is but one God, sir, regardless to the name you use. That's why we open the way we do, Mr. Conservative.
I know the
God is, hold on, listen to what I'm about to say. We are respecters of all of the names by which God is known, because God has been made known according to the language and culture of the people among whom he raises his prophets, messengers, and warners. That's why people in different cultures refer to a name that sounds differently than the one you may be familiar with. That doesn't mean it's another God, brother.
Well, I mean, well, let me tell you. You know that I'm a Christian, and you know that in Christianity, we believe that Jesus is God manifested in the flesh.
Uh-huh.
So would that be the same God would Jesus be the same God that you serve?
Well, first of all, you have to make a differentiation between the historical and the prophetic Jesus. Yes, Jesus or God did manifest himself in flesh. And that is taught in scripture under the sign of Jesus.
Well, yeah, but Jesus in Christianity, Jesus was both God and man, divine in nature and human in nature.
Just like the rest of us, right?
That's in Christianity.
Just like the rest of us.
I know they don't claim that in Islam.
You misunderstand. But brother, look, I thought I'd give you a few minutes. Thank you for calling again. But continue to listen, and maybe you'll learn a little bit more. God bless you, brother. Peace. So I thought I'd entertain our brother just one more year. I don't know what got into it.
I don't either, brother. But I think it's Ramadan. You've been very magnanimous.
Yeah. But that's just spiritual immaturity, and what that speaks to, and it demonstrates the fact that the diameter of religious knowledge that they prescribe to black people was limited. And that's why, we have these kinds of discussions, and when you present facts, it's unfortunate, brother, that we live in a world where people will allow opinion to supplant facts.
Yes.
People don't care about, people are so cynical. And we live in an age of cynicism, whereby people will hold on to opinions in the face of well-documented facts. It's a fact that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Arabic and Hebrew. And it is a fact that when Jesus offered peace to the people, he said, Salam alaikum. And he used the word Allah in reference to God. That's a fact. You don't hear the scholars argue that point, because the scholars, their scholarship will bear witness to that. You only hear our brothers and sisters, based on how they feel, argue with well-documented historical fact.
Yes, sir. And any individual who has the greatest erudite mind will know these things.
He should.
Because when you're dealing with a person's question, we're always taught to look at the motive. I listen to what people say, but I listen twice as hard to what they're not saying. Our brother, he has an agenda.
Of course, he wants to take us off time.
You know, and he has something that he's selling, and he, for whatever reason, he doesn't call these other shows where they entertain tomfoolery and chicanery. But for whatever reason, he wants to call on the Saving Ourselves program, a program dedicated to lawful dialogue, having an arena, even if we disagree, we're not disagreeable, and come up with some of the most outlandish, immature statements. And if you notice, he's always, as you would call it, ad hominem attacks on other black leaders, irregardless. We're never disrespectful of others who have engaged in the struggle for liberation the best way that they know how. Whether I agree with their method or tactics, I am not disrespectful for the years and the abuse that you have taken at the hands of white supremacy.
Right.
So I do understand what brother is trying to put down, but as it was in the Bible and Quran, that Pharaoh had his magician, he had his enchanters, and he called out and he heralded them, and he said, "Go out and bring these men to me." And he gave them an offer that some of them couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
Go out here and defeat them. You
What will be
spoke.
my reward?
You spoke to the increase of the Facebook activity. We see the increase in the YouTube activity. We see the increase of the posts. Those who are now agreeing with the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
A lot of white people are agreeing.
Yes. So now, being promised nearness, you want to come out, and of course, we allow you to cast, magician. Yeah. Cast first.
They cast.
And then after you cast, we'll cast, and we swallow up your lives.
And at the end of the day, brother, and dear family, those that don't despair of our brother, because see, every knock is a boost. And it continuously highlights. Walaikum salam, Brother William. Ramadan Kareem, sir. Brother William just gave me the greetings of Ramadan Mubarak. But it continually highlights the minds and the arguments that they put forth. And we'll entertain our brother. Today I just felt in the mood or felt like, it's like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, well, you ought to condemn a dirty glass. Just put a clean glass next to it. So brothers, when you put that kind of, and it's the same way with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. If he is so wrong, why don't you put him before the masses of the American people that you say you educated?
Yes, sir.
And they should be able to decipher whether or not. So I use the same principle with our brother black conservative. If we are in such disagreement with him, I won't completely shut him out. Let him put his argument before the public, and we just put a clean glass next to it and let the people see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on that point, Brother Andre, I know time's getting short.
We still got 9 minutes, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need that long.
Yeah,
we got
you
greatest.
go ahead.
We got the greatest magazine, independent black newspaper, the Final Call, at our disposal. In this week's Final Call, there's an article by our brother from the Nation Islam Research team, Brother Dimitri Muhammad, from Muhammad's Mosque number 55. And he's dealing with the ritual of defamation. And he outlines 8 very strong points, and quoting another scholar that is used to defame a person's character, do character assassination, and to try to minimize, trivialize, and again, as part of the counterintelligence program, neutralize an individual. And he shows how all of these things have come to bear against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a man who we feel is anointed for this particular time. And this is part and parcel of what is taking place in all of the media arenas. they all seem like a dog whistle is blown and they come out against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They line up in ranks to come out. And even with the black leaders, what they try to do is to get some of them to denounce him. And Brother Dimitri Muhammad, in this particular article, is called The Ritual of Defamation. He lays this out beautifully, and it will behoove you. So if you're not see a brother get this, go to finalcall.com. That's finalcall.com, and you can get this article online and read what Brother Dimitri Muhammad from the Nation of Islam research team has put out, and you'll see how all of these things have come to bear.
Yeah.
And you'll see what you're looking at in the media, because what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam is trying to do for our people is give us a discerning eye. And one of the characteristics of the Jesus historically is that he opened up the eyes of the blind. And what that's telling us that you were seeing something, but you weren't seeing it clearly. You were looking at men and you saw them as trees.
Come on, man.
But someone had to do a little eye operation. You know, a little Lasix on you, put a little spittle on your eye, and now you see men as they are. And this is why we are encouraging you to subscribe to the Final Call newspaper. Support the brothers that's going to be out there this weekend soldiering, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, student minister Anthony Muhammad, said he needs three things from us. He needs us to be out there fishing. He needs our time, and he needs our charity. Our charity doesn't just have to be in money, but we do need money to continue to fight this beast, but it also has to be in our conduct, our character, our kind word, our example as righteous men and righteous women. So get that Bible call news.
That's right. Get it. Brother, well said. Well said. I had to step away real quick, brother. You don't understand. But to our listening audience, we certainly thank you for tuning in to the SOS radio program. I am your host, Brother Andre Muhammad. All of my co-hosts, Brother Kenneth X, and my brothers in here putting it down for our righteous cause. We have about 6 minutes left, coming up on 5 minutes left in today's broadcast. I guess we got time maybe for one more call if you got your finger over the button. And my brother, Black Conservative, you're all out of calls for today. I know you're listening. You know, I know you're listening. There's a lot of others that listen that we know about that are really our detractors, and that's fine. That's fine. We don't have a problem with it. You know, just continue to listen, and maybe God will bless you with the light of understanding. We're not against our family. We understand. All of us have been bit by the same joker that bit all of us.
Right.
Some of these mentalities are the residual and reverberating effect of being miseducated. That's all. You know, and it's difficult to come out of it sometimes. But hey, we're just going to keep on working and keep on presenting the truth as best we can in the name of Almighty God Allah. And we will continue to share with our listening audience those truths that will benefit us in our spiritual growth and development. And we will not make, for lack of a better way to put it, we will do our best to not make you feel uncomfortable. Because when you call and you don't have your receipts, we're going to take you to task.